Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about betrayal trauma. I'm going to tell you from my perspective what like how I define it and how I see it block your ability to manifest. Now, this is a take that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, especially in the manifestation world, but I think it's so important because a lot of us are walking around with betrayal trauma or some form of betrayal trauma. Now, my definition of betrayal trauma, it's more than just somebody cheating on you, and I think that a lot of people, when you talk about betrayal trauma, immediately think of, oh, somebody cheated on you or somebody stabbed you in the back. Now, I want to create a little bit of a wider definition and also include things that just mislead you. So, for instance, I'm going to give you an example of my betrayal trauma when I was a kid that seems not so deep. Like it doesn't seem all that deep to be constituted as a trauma. Uh, but okay, I'll give you the example, and you decide for yourself. So when I was young, I loved school, even though I had never been, and I would always see my siblings, my older siblings, get ready and go to school, and I would love to go with them. And so there came a time, I think, that I was getting close to being able to go to school, but I wasn't old enough yet. And so in the morning, I would wake up with them and want to get ready, and they would tell me to get ready with them, as though I would also be able to go. So I would put on my clothes, I would put on my jacket, I would like get my backpack ready, and then they would run away and close the door behind them, and I would just be caught behind the door, staring and crying and feeling left. And so, how that is betrayal or how that is misleading is that they told me that I could go. And so I mustered up all my excitement, and then all they did was shut the door behind them and leave me. And they ran away. And you know how kids are, they ran away laughing because to them it was probably a little game too. But for me, as a 3 year old or 2.5, 3 year old, all I saw was that the people I looked up to um, promised me something. I got ready and I believed them. And then when I could almost taste that what I wanted, they shut the door on me, and they basically non-verbally told me, "Hey, this was a joke," and or this was not true, and you fell for it. So I want to put that in the scope of this betrayal as well, because a lot of our betrayal every day, like a lot of people who experience betrayal every day, it's more in that form. And especially when you're a kid, like broken promises, people saying, hey, you'll get this if you do that, and then not showing up for the promise they made in that way. So a lot of expectation leading to disappointment. I really want to place that in the category of betrayal trauma as well, because it's an important one that a lot of people overlook. And so, what I ended up feeling as a kid is I felt defeated, I felt betrayed, I felt abandoned, because not only did they lie to me, they also left me behind. And I literally felt the door shut um, to my dreams, to the thing that I so wanted. I felt the door shut. I literally saw the door shut in my face. And it subconsciously sent me the message that I shouldn't get excited for the things I want because I won't get them. And even worse, the door will shut in my face before I can get it, and it will just be out of reach for me. And so this is what I want to take. So this idea of getting excited for something, putting your like getting your hopes up, and then being disappointed. And you probably have your own example of how that happened for you. So I want to take that and then place it in the world of manifestation. Now, in the world of manifestation, what is needed is your excitement, your creativity, your imagination, your fantasy. That is all the basically the building blocks of how we manifest. When we are able to dream freely, when we're able to open our hearts and our minds and our fantasies and open ourselves up to synchronicities, that's when the world starts moving in our favor. Now, what happens when you are afraid to do that? Because your past experiences tell you that when you do that, you'll get disappointed. When you get excited, or when you taste, touch, feel, and fantasize and dream about things, you'll never get them. When you use your imagination, it's stupid because it doesn't happen, because the rug will be pulled from under you. When you have that lived experience, there's always this lingering fear when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to dreaming, when it comes to fantasizing about things. And everybody has that fear come up in different stages. So sometimes you're really good at fantasizing and dreaming and being all playful with it in the earlier stages when there's no tangible manifestation yet. But once some form of what you want starts coming up, all of a sudden you shut down. So let me give an example for that. Let's say you're manifesting a soulmate, and before anybody shows up, you're really playful. You are open to doing meditations, and you're scripting. You're doing all the work, and it's fun and it's joyful, it's playful. And once somebody comes up who maybe signifies or embodies all that you want your soulmate to be, but the full story hasn't played out yet, you freak out, and all of a sudden, all the imagination, all the fantasy, all the daydreaming that you do of this person, or that happens in a relationship to this specific person, you shut down because you're fearful that if you do that, you might not get what you want. You're fearful that if you let your imagination run wild, you'll be stupid and you'll be fooled. And it's delusional, people often use that word delusional. It's too delusional to dream of being together with this person and having babies, or just of a future, like that playfulness of just daydreaming about someone, even if all you said to them in real life was a hi, and then going back to your day, to your day, and then you start daydreaming of them. There might be a voice that starts to come up and that shuts it down. That says, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," and the more you do that, the more it will never happen. Um, and it's delusional. It's stupid. Now, I want you to know that that voice comes from that pain of betrayal. That voice that's trying to shut you down, it's not trying to shut you down to hurt you. It's trying to shut you down to protect you. And I'm saying protect you in quotes because it's the fear of being fooled again in the same way that it happened earlier in life, or it happened maybe in other stages of your life where you invested a lot of your energy in being excited for something, and then you ended up being disappointed. And so I want you to know that this is a protective mechanism born out of trauma. That's really important to know. It's trying to protect you in the best way that it knows how to do that, and especially the best way that a kid knows how to do that, or somebody with like a younger person, or yeah. And that protection is no longer needed. That protection is not helping you when it comes to manifesting things. That protection is not helping you when it comes to dreaming up things and using the creativity that creates worlds. You need that energy. You need that imagination. You need that fantasy to feel, taste, touch, and build. Now, it doesn't mean that from now on, if you manage to let go of that fear, that everything you dream of and everything any fantasy you have must come to fruition. No, it's about letting go of that fear, because that tasting, touching, feeling, and living in that dream world, and that joy that you derive of it, is important for that whole for the whole way to get to living that. It doesn't mean that every single detail that you dream of should now come to fruition to prove that, hey, this actually works. It's not about it actually working. It's about you living in the joy of that and not letting fear block you from fully leaning into that and opening you up to that. Now, what I'm about to say, this disclaimer is very important, because I do think that if we don't do work around this initial imprint, like this initial betrayal imprint that we have, there is a likelihood that it will continuously play out in our lives and keep proving us that it's not safe to dream, it's not safe to trust, it's not safe to expect and get our hopes up. So, what I want to urge anyone listening to do is clean that up, find a way to, like, so there are many modalities that you can use to energetically or release that imprint of betrayal trauma or do work on it. And in some of my other videos, I talk about these different modalities. And the modality that I choose to use is a compassion key. But make sure that you work on that, on releasing that, and then open yourself up, and you'll see how great, like how, what a world of difference it is when you start manifesting, because now there's a direct line, there's no block. There's a direct line of between you and your belief in the possibility that everything you want can come true. There's nothing blocking you. And so I think that working on that is incredibly important. And it's something that I have not seen or heard anybody talk about before. So I really wanted to share that. Yeah, that's it for today. And if you enjoyed this, if there's anything that you want to share based on what I just said, please feel free to comment and share your thoughts. If you just want to comment on yeah, your experience of what I just told you, feel free to share that as well. Give it a thumbs up so that other people can receive the same video and get this information as well. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.